What's up, baby? How you feeling, bro?
Yo, we back in the building, Jay. You know what we're about to do.
I'm surprised. What are we doing? What did you scare her? She don't want to be traded. That's what the problem is. She don't want to be traded. I don't want to go with the Sizzle anymore. She sounds like a certain guard out of Houston. There she is.
You're listening to The Sizzle on Iron Skillet Radio and Iron Skillet Television.
Oh, my God. Okay, we're professionals here.
You know what it is. You know who it is. It's The Sizzle here on Iron Skillet Radio, Iron Skillet Television. Yeah, we are professionals.
Yeah.
We're professional men of professional standard.
Yeah. We got all types of skill over here. We just can't
buddy.
Yeah, we just can't get her to work right. Anyway.
Yeah, well, we got everything working. We put everybody back in position. And guess what? We're here to talk about James Harden. We're here to give you our reaction. If James Harden were traded, this would be my reaction face.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
Why
That's
do you
about
have
all
that
I can
face?
give you.
You know,
mean, okay.
You know, G Sizzle, if you actually move over to your right just a little bit, we'll be able to see some more of your face.
Just over to my right.
Yeah, a little bit. There you oh. See, between you and the girl, I can't get no help. This is what happens, people. You leave Jay Sizzle here by himself, and look what I got. The girl don't want to act right. G Sizzle's on with half a head like this.
All right, do you want to start this again?
No, let's go. We out here. We in these streets. Let's go.
We in these streets. Let's do this because we in these streets. We be hopping when we hit and we hit into the beat.
Who is that? Who sings that song?
I don't know. I think that was.
That's Nuck If You Buck. That's
Diamond. That's Nuck If You Buck.
That's Diamond. That's Diamond's verse. That's Diamond's verse. Nuck If You Buck. Yeah. I know who Crime Mob is. Yeah, I do.
Yeah, okay. I'm just saying, man, look, because I was about to get it going. I think because that verse I was really saying was from Yardie B. That's Cardi B's cousin.
Wow. They don't let him out till midnight.
Yeah. Well, Yardie B lives in Philly. And Yardie B called me and was like, yo, G Sizzle, guess what? And I was like, what, dog? He was like, guess who we get? I was like, who you getting? He said, James Harden. I said, no. He said, yeah. He said, what? I said, no. He said, yep. James Harden, bro.
Man, look. Look, let me tell you something. Houston wants too much for James Harden already.
That's right.
And James Harden already flexed his muscle one time when he drove Chris Paul out of the look, after 2019, he and Chris Paul wasn't getting along because of that epic meltdown in the playoffs. So he wouldn't put pressure on Tillman, his owner. How do you pronounce his last name? I always screw it up. It says
don't do Fertitta like that.
Something like Fertitta, whatever his name is.
Yeah, don't do that.
And he put pressure on him, like, hey, get him up out of here. And they did, and they brought in Westbrook, and it was even worse. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it was an actual, you trade away Clint Capella, you have a good team.
Yeah.
You had the basis of a good team. Daryl Morey gave you everything you really needed to compete. Now, the question is, are you going to do your part? Do you believe that you can beat LeBron James? Do you believe that you can beat the Portland Trail Blazers? Do you believe that you can beat the Golden State Warriors? And obviously, time after time after time, James Harden came up with the answer, no.
Yeah.
Nope.
James Harden goes away in the playoffs. We've seen him. He lights people up, but he don't need to light people up. And when it comes to the playoff time, James Harden is nowhere to be found. What makes you think? Look, whatever, if he goes to the Sixers, who they going to be able to keep? Because, look, James Harden got this year and on next year, I think it is. After that, you're going to give up all this draft capital for James Harden and there's no guarantee that he's going to be there for years? Who would do that? I'm not giving up my core and some picks for a guy who's going to opt out. No, you know what I'm saying?
Well, you got Daryl Morey there, and he says James Harden is the greatest player, even greater than Michael Jordan.
James
Great
Harden.
score.
Let's get some understanding now. James Harden is a prolific scorer.
Prolific.
What I say with a capital P, prolific scorer. James Harden, I don't care who you are going to get the business if you come up in front of James Harden. This is why I said James Harden needs somebody who can spread the floor for him so he can get more one-on-one looks. But James Harden's going to go, okay, look, all right, let's flesh this out a little bit. So he wants to go to the Nets, right? Up there with, are they trading? Are they trading Kyrie for James Harden?
You know what? No. You're just trading a bunch of bag of balls but you actually have good pieces with the Nets. You have good pieces.
The Rockets want something back. I'm not giving up James Harden for nothing. It don't happen that way.
You're going to have to give up everything. That's why in Philly, look, if you're talking to me about James Harden going to Philly, you're giving me Ben Simmons.
Absolutely
now,
right.
That's the baseline.
So now
that's where we're going.
So now Harden and Embiid, that's enough?
No.
We've already seen that. It's not going to be enough. It's not going to be enough. And then you got Harden who's going to back out the door next year. He got one more year left, and then he's going to do a James Harden because he's got one more big contract left in him. This is a guy who's an offensive scoring machine. Not going to play no defense, but he don't need to. And he's going to get one more big contract.
Oh, I got an idea.
Oh, what?
Here's my reaction. You could send James Harden to the Bulls for Otto Porter, for Cristiano Felicio, for anybody else named Felicio, Horatio, or Horatio.
Here's the sad part about the Bulls. There is nobody on the Bulls that the Houston Rockets want.
No.
And no disrespect to Zach LaVine, but no. For Harden, no. There's not enough draft capital there.
No disrespect to Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine has to get himself in an all-star game in his own city. How about that? That's disrespectful.
Was that LaVine's fault, or was he just on that terrible a basketball team? Because that was a bad basketball team.
It was both. Because if you're as great as you think you are, you're going to elevate this bad basketball team. Look at what LeBron James drug into finals after finals after finals.
When are we talking? Or which LeBron?
Whichever one you want to go to.
Which LeBron without a superstar are we talking about?
Hey, whichever one. First Cleveland,
which
Miami.
LeBron?
Okay.
He had young Kyrie.
Okay. Do you remember Kyrie Irving before LeBron got to Kyrie?
Kyrie
you remember
was
that?
Nasty. Absolutely nasty.
He was so nasty that he was like pew. Kyrie
still nasty.
Was not as good as D Rose. Not as in any way, shape, form, or fashion. And the Bulls used to go in and beat the brakes off Cleveland.
He still had Kyrie though. You still had one of the top 3-4 ball handlers all time.
All right.
3-4 ball handlers all time. All time.
Kyrie still wouldn't have a ring if it weren't for a complete just ridiculousness with the Warriors. Just complete ridiculous.
If the Warriors wouldn't have melted down on that 3-1, and I don't know what they was doing, counting their chips already, had that not been the case and did his historic failure, then he wouldn't have had his ring. You're absolutely right about it. But I'm just saying, LeBron wouldn't drug somebody around with him wherever he went. Wherever he went.
Because he learned from that first Cleveland, you can take a sorry team to the playoffs, but you know what's going to happen when you get there? They're going to say, I'm sorry. You cannot play any longer.
Right, and so here's the problem with James Harden. Where's he going? What team? Who has the draft capital? Who has the capital to pull off? Nobody does. He's going to be sitting down there in Houston. That's where he's going to be. That's why he showed up for his coronavirus test today. Because he knows he's going to have to play. You don't want to get a paycheck?
Look, man, I don't know where you can send James Harden. If you even send, okay, so let's flesh out and walk this out. If you send him to Jersey, well, I keep saying Jersey. If you send him to Brooklyn, I'm sorry, Brooklyn. Brooklyn is in the house.
Brooklyn in the house. Yeah.
Baby. So I'm sending you to Brooklyn, right? So now it's Kyrie, James Harden, and Kevin Durant, because you don't have anything else, because you had to trade everything else to get him.
Not enough. You saw Westbrook, you saw James Harden, and you saw Kevin Durant in their prime.
Right.
Couldn't get it done together. So what makes
and man, shout out to Russell Westbrook. Not to cut you off, Jay, but I think he's going to be great in Washington. Because he's going to be the only one there. Because Bradley Beal's going to see his foolishness and be like, oh, no, I'm out, dog.
I'm about to say he's got Bradley Beal, but Bradley Beal is going to defer to Westbrook, and Westbrook is just going to – he's going to get up 30 shots a game. 30,
he's going to Westbrook. Russell's going to Russ. And it's good that you got Denny Avdija and you got Bertans and you got another couple of little pieces because it's going to be all Russ all the time, all the way. You know what it's going to be? Oklahoma City, Washington.
Over again. All over again.
All over again.
All
Dude,
over again.
This is he and Scott Brooks. Oh, this reunion is going to be all Russ all the time, all the shots, all the way.
Look,
Bradley Beal is coming to the Bulls.
James Harden is going to be, I hate to say it, he's going to be the Chuckster of our era.
Wow.
He going to be a great player, and he ain't going to have no championship.
Wow. That's a heck of a – and the sad part is because Chuck was never that prolific. I don't know
MVP. He was MVP.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying he wasn't as prolific a scorer.
No, but he dominated. I mean, Chuck wasn't no joke. Y'all never seen Charles Barkley. Go and Google him. He was when he was with the Suns.
Yeah, he was the deal.
He was the
real deal.
Harden is going to be Barkley. He's going to be one of those top players. You could talk him in the pantheon of NBA basketball. He's a greater scorer, far greater, far lesser defender. But the whole thing about it is he's not going to get a chip. Reason why he's not going to get a chip, because he already exploited all his chances. His best chance to win a championship was with Chris Paul. That was his best chance right there because Chris Paul was a distributor. You get Westbrook, who was dominating the ball. You see what tragedy that was. That was tragedy that happened last year. Tragedy. And now, where's he going to go? He's not going to. You see him and Kyrie in the same backcourt.
How many balls do you have to have?
You don't have
no pun intended. How many ways can you cut that pie for the three of them?
And then who is not going to be injured at one point? They're not going to have all three of them on the court at the same time. Kyrie's going down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Steve Nash would be bald.
Steve Nash will suit up.
He might. Steve Nash would probably be the starting point guard.
It's ridiculous, man. It's just ridiculous. Yeah. Harden has really painted himself into a bad position. He really has. Because he is such a – and look, and I know part of the reason why Harden wants out, because we know Tillman Fertitta. I can't pronounce his name to save my life, guys. Y'all know how to pronounce his name. I phonetically went and looked it up and said I can't do that either. But
no. It makes me hungry.
We know, and we don't like to get in politics around here, but the whole thing, Harden was screaming about the last 2 years that they wanted out of Houston because of the owner's political views and his donorship that he's been giving money out to. Even though his spokesperson has been saying that they've been giving money out to Democrats also, but Harden and Westbrook and the rest of the team wanted to get up out of there. They wanted to get up out of there because of that reason, but you're under contract, boo-boo. And you just can't because you don't want to
parlay that money. Yeah, you're under contract. It's not like he hasn't paid you. Right. He was just getting ready to make you the highest paid player ever.
Right. You play. Look, you're paid to play basketball. You might not like your owner, but when you signed there, you knew what he was all about. He just didn't start around. He was an Obama fan, and all of a sudden when you got in there, then he flipped to Trump. Come on, man. You got go play. If you can't get a trade ball out, you know what I'm saying? Because you've been signed to do that. But I think he's going to end up being there.
Question is, outside of Houston,
yeah,
where could you trade James Harden?
Nowhere.
That's an easy answer. That's quick.
Because it's too much draft capital, and you're not going to have him for a long-term contract. Unless he says he's going to be there for 4 years, he's going to redo his deal. But you got this year and next year, then he's a free agent. And James Harden is going to get one more big contract because he's one of the best scorers ever in the NBA. Ever. He's going to be Carmelo on steroids. You're just going to bring him in, he's going to light it up, and he's going to go sit down. You know what I'm saying? James Harden's got 4 more good years left of him in the NBA. 4 more.
So what aside from the political stance, what's the push to get out of Houston?
Well, part of it was because they don't have anything really left in the hopper. I mean, because when they had Chris Paul there, that ball club was decent. It fell apart. It fell apart in the finals. Same exact thing happened with Westbrook. Fell apart in the finals in 2020. So now, who was the common denominator between that 2019 team and that 2020 team? Was it the beard? Yeah. So we can't win with him, and we can't win with him? Is that what it is? Because is he a guy who's just going to give you numbers and not a guy who can lead you? Because we see him go away in the finals in the third and fourth quarter. He goes away. You don't even hear James Harden's name. You know, so
nope,
what? So
not at all.
So now you got to go somewhere else where somebody else is going to carry you, because this is what this sounds like to me. Is he always going to be Robin? You don't want to be Batman? Is that what it is? Because you know there was Batman before there was Robin. You know, there was Batman. And that's why when we talk about the GOAT of all time, GOAT, is that before there was Scottie Pippen was there was always Michael Jordan. There was never a doubt that he was the baddest man on the planet. The question is now, James Harden, do you have to have somebody else with you? Because we saw what happened. You can't carry a team by yourself. You're not a facilitator. This is what the problem is. You don't make those around you better. That's what the issue is.
The question is, who has he made better?
Right.
The answer is nobody.
So
nobody.
I mean, they can look. You can finagle this money all the way you want. You can try to go get the Sixers. If you go to the Sixers, one of those guys is gone. Embiid is gone. Maybe both of them will have to go. If I'm the Rockets, I'm not just giving up. Oh no, I'm just going for a bag of balls and some nachos. Nah. I don't want money. I want assets. So you want to trade for trade? What? You got the young fella and what else you got? What else you got in the hopper for me? Got a couple of your first round picks for the next couple of years? Well, that's what you're gonna have to do. We saw with Westbrook and the John Wall deal. They had to throw in a first round draft choice,
right?
With John Wall to make it work. You think Harden ain't gonna get that plus? There gonna be a couple of first rounders. Maybe for the next 2 years running? Come on.
Next 4 years. You can't trade picks in consecutive years, but you can sure enough finagle some things and trade away 4 first-round picks.
Right. So I'm saying to you, there's no way. You know what I'm saying? There's no way. He's going to be in Houston. G-Sizzle, lean to you. Go to your right, G-Sizzle. There you go. You just gangster lean. You just over here like this with it. You know? But I'm just saying. So all of y'all out there, hit the comment down below. Tell me I'm crazy. But I'm telling you right now, James Harden showed up for his coronavirus test because Steven Silas knows who's going to be playing guard for him, the off-guard position. They know who's going to be playing that, and that's going to be James Harden.
Well, you've heard it. You know it. So now you've got to go do it. Find the video, like it, and subscribe to it, and then share it with those you love. It's a wonderful Christmas gift.
Was that a Hallmark?
Brought to you from the Sizzle.
That was the greatest commercial ever. Yeah.
It was. Yeah. So, hey, before we get ready to get out of here, man, you know what it is. You got to leave the people with something hot, Jay Sizzle.
Look, man, don't get it twisted. Okay, I know y'all out there running around in your little light jacket. I know y'all got y'all little slide-on shoes out there tipping around. Winter's coming. Don't go out there and get caught out there in your. Because I see some people out in some shorts today. Shorts. We live in the Midwest, people. There could be a blizzard in a minute. I got everything on right now. I broke out my Parker, my Mucklucks. I ain't messing around. Go out there and get caught out there. You know why? Because I got arthritis and I'm old. I ain't going to get caught out here. Ain't going to happen. Just telling you. Take it from the sizzle.
And that's your sizzle word of the week. The Muckluck.
The Muckluck.
Don't get caught.
Don't get caught out here.
Hey, Muckluck.
If you don't know what a Muckluck is, go ahead and Google it. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you need a Muckluck in your life.
Yeah. That's what's going to happen with James Harden if he tries to leave Houston.
Yeah, he ain't going. Look, if James Harden does go somewhere, it's going to be to a team that needs that push because their gate is light. And they need that name to come in there, and they need he's leading the scoring because he's going to do that. He's going to play the highlight films. He's going to do a step back, 3-pointer. You know what I'm saying? He's going to take 75 steps to make a layup, and that's what he's going to do. But he's going to and he's going to put butts in the seats. And ultimately, these are businesses. These are businesses ultimately. And they want to make money, and James Harden can get people back into the stands. So if that's the case, if you could go to a team, because I'm telling you right now, Philadelphia does this deal, Philadelphia is toast. Absolute toast. The Rockets are already toast. So those teams are out of it. Ain't no happiness for there. Ain't no help. I'm telling you right now, it's no help.
Look, with that wonderful optimism, we have to say, you know what it is. You know who it is. It's the Sizzle here on Iron Skillet Radio, Iron Skillet Television. And you know what? We are the hottest talk in the 219. We are the talk of the 219, and we'll see you on the other side.